What's good people? Welcome back to Whole Views. Thank you for clicking that thumbnail. My name is Corey, and today we're going to be talking about Abbott Elementary. So for those of you who don't know, I am an educator in the full-time capacity, and I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and just Firearms Fridays, video game stuff. I do all those videos in my free time. So I never really made it around to watching Abbott Elementary in season 1. I've seen parts of episodes and I've seen clips, but during this little break that we're on, I took the time to catch up on all of season 1 and here are my thoughts on the show. This will probably be the only video I do in relation to the show, but I did want to give you my thoughts as an educator. So as a teacher, I must say that throughout the experience of watching the show, it comes across as incredibly realistic. For those people who have no experience in the education realm as adults, the things that you see on display here in this show are exaggerated versions of the truth, but it is rooted in the truth, and that's what makes this show so great. The thing that spurred me to even watch the show is that I was talking with a best friend of mine, and he was talking about how he has a friend who's an educator, and she identifies every single character with the person that she works with. And he was thinking it's unimaginable, because he's a fan of the show as well. He said it's unimaginable that there could be actual real people that align with these characters. And the truth is, there is. Maybe not all in one location, but it is definitely true that each character in this show is represented in people that are on actual school campuses across America. The friend that I'm talking about in question is actually in Texas, and that staff is in Texas, but I've worked at 3 different locations here in Louisiana, and I can identify different characters from that show on each campus. There's probably at least 3 on every campus. You have Janine, who is like the over-enthusiastic, always doing too much teacher. There's one of those on every staff. You have Melissa, who I would call the hood teacher or the real teacher. That's the one who's like super experienced, but then at the same time can meet the kids where they are no matter what the setting is. I've met quite a few of those over the years. You have Jacob, who is the over-enthusiastic guy who just tries to do a little bit too much, always going over the top. I can think of at least 2 or 3 of those that I've met in my 15 years as a teacher. You have Gregory, who I would probably identify with mostly, but just because of the dry expression and the straightforwardness of his character. Like, I feel like I really identify with him. In season 1, he had the episode where he was decorating his classroom. I was like, yes, every male teacher can identify with that moment of like, I don't know what to put on these walls and it doesn't mean anything to me. That was really realistic, that episode. And again, because of his very reserved nature, I tend to identify with him the most. And I think, to no one's surprise, the most realistic and most commonly found character is Miss Howard. Miss Howard is the OG teacher, the oldest one on the campus that never really has any problems, and all the kids seem to love, respect, honor. And this happens at every grade level. This is not just elementary that I'm talking about. I'm talking about there's high school versions of that character, middle school, and elementary versions. And I've had the pleasure of seeing all different versions of a Miss Howard character in real life. And they are very real, and the Janines of the world do connect very much with the Miss Howards of the world, and they look up to and admire and try to learn things from. It's really real life when you watch the basic elements of the show. Of all the characters that come across as not realistic, it would have to be Ava. Ava does not represent any type of administrator I've ever seen. Now, there are qualities that you see in her that you also see in other administrators. Just some of them like to just be in their office and you don't really see them active too much. But that's not to say that they're in there lollygagging. They're just like, they're disconnected from the students, and they run the school in more of a hands-off type of way, letting everybody have autonomy and kind of overseeing everything from one place. But to see an administrator be in that position and be that inept is something that I don't think you'll ever see represented in real life. Like, she's the most made up of all the characters. Even the custodian, Mr. Johnson, has a place among real life characters. There's always going to be, on different campuses, there's going to be that one custodian who's knowledgeable of the entire building, who's always like in the right place at the right time and plays an active role in the lives of the students. It's something that I've seen on every single campus that I'm on. Like, there's one who's really, really active and really, really knowledgeable, and like, that's a real character. That's a real person. I'll be honest, I didn't jump on Abbott Elementary very quick just because it's an office style comedy, and I'm not huge on the office style comedies. the looking straight at the camera and going into that, breaking the fourth wall type stuff. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I do like the show. I did watch season 1. I am catching up on season 2, and I think that it's a pretty good show. So in the comment section, let me know what you think about Abbott Elementary. Do you recognize or identify any of these characters as real life people? Because again, on every campus that I've worked on, I can pick about 3 of these real life individuals that match up very well with the characters from the show. That's all we got for this video, y'all. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and go watch something good.